Hey, Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today I have the Dyson Submarine, which is Dyson's Automop wet cleaning attachment that they sell with their stick vacuums. This attachment is for sale separately in theory, but I can't find it anywhere and it's been out of stock for months. So it looks like the only way to get this attachment is buying it bundled with the machine. At first glance, the Dyson Submarine looks genius. This is an attachment that goes onto an existing vacuum or a vacuum cleaner that just needs a software reprogram in Dyson's lineups. From a manufacturing and engineering point of view, marvelous. But in terms of a user point of view and actually trying to get your floors mopped, has quite a few shortcomings, and we're going to discuss that in today's video. I'm actually going to put this thing on the bench here first, and I'm going to explain how it works, because I think that probably is kind of the bigger story. Then I'm going to show you some real-world results, and I'm going to give you a conclusion. So stay tuned, there's going to be a lot of good information in this video. Okay, folks, in order to understand how the Dyson Submarine works and why it works or doesn't work as it does, I want to compare it to essentially what they copied, which is the Kirby shampooer, which is what I have on the left. I have set a very old example just to explain kind of how old this is. How this works is fluid travels through this tube, gets blown in, the roller spins around, spreads the fluid, and then it collects on this tray right here. And that's how the Kirby shampooer works. Let's talk about the Dyson Submarine, because it actually works basically the same way. We have the Submarine here, and how this works is what this part does is it has a rotating brush and it has a fluid dispenser right here. So it's putting water on the roller. The roller is spinning around and then it's interacting with this squeegee here, going then into this tray here. So despite the roller being a different shape and this thing being a different manufacturer designed decades apart, it is essentially the same idea mechanically. Now, there have been manufacturers that have done like a pump that pumps it out of the roller. That works very well. There are manufacturers that also put a suction channel here. That tends to work all right. This, well, again, the lack of anything pumping or sucking or doing any of that sort of stuff means that its water recovery isn't going to be great. Its scrubbing ability isn't going to be great. I do like how easy this is to just take apart and maintenance. I think that's a great thing. Dyson unfortunately isn't going to sell a lot of these parts individual, so its repairability is kind of nil. For those who care, another strange detail is they seem to have reused a swivel neck down to the part where they're even just taking the suction tube. Again, there's no suction coming up through here, and attaching that. Again, I don't know why the suction tube needs to be there. It seems like wasted material, but if I had to guess, this part already existed, so all they had to do is pop it on, and it cost more money to try and take it off than just to leave it. One thing I do think that is a fantastic piece of engineering of this is they took an existing item and added a whole different style of attachment that does a completely different thing. And that, I think, is kind of cool. Now, I'm vacuuming the floor before we use the Submarine, and I'm not using the Dyson. I realized with its short runtime, I can't actually vacuum the whole area that I want to use the Submarine on with the machine without charging it first. With me, with dogs and people and stuff, say I vacuum first, then it has to charge for another 3 hours. Then I still need to vacuum first in like 3 hours with the dogs running around. So your experience might vary, but for me, the math doesn't add up with the Submarine to use it to pre-vacuum. So I'm gonna just use my central vacuum real quick. So it's winter here in Colorado, which means people are tracking in schmutz from outside with their shoes. So I thought we'd give the Dyson Submarine a test with that. Let's see how it does. As you can see, my floor is pretty dirty. Objectively speaking, it does look a little bit better. However, there's still streaks. You can still see the foot marks from shoes. There's still black stuff everywhere. It just really didn't clean that up. So I'm going to do a few more passes and see if it works, but it seems to do a lot of nothing at first glance. I just want to mention the thing is very quiet, and I do like that about the Submarine. Take a listen from our studio microphone. Here's after a lot of scrubbing and passes with this thing. I've sped the footage up so you can see it. I've also put the drying footage in here for those who might be curious about that. As you can see, it's kind of inconsistent where it puts the water, and the end results, I'm less than pleased with this, but you be the judge. All right, here's a dried on footprint from, again, like the snowy weather. Let me show you how many passes this thing takes to clean. As you can see, I was able to scrub it off using the Dyson Submarine, but it takes a little bit of effort, and you're going to be making more passes than something like a Hoover or a High Zero or a Tyneco or any of those other auto mops. All right, so I've done about 200 square feet or so. I'm going to show you what's in here. And again, as I showed on the footage, I scrubbed it quite a bit. So here's the machine. As I've explained, the dirty water collects in here, and I'm just going to show you. That's basically all that it collects. So not very much gets collected in there. And, you know, hair and stuff just builds up. It doesn't actually go anywhere. So you want to pre-vacuum before you use this, which I did, but, you know, the dogs are running around here. So yeah, easy enough to clean up, but really, real mid. I threw some hot sauce and a latte spill down on the ground. Let's see how the Dyson Submarine does. That did surprisingly well. So I think what we've learned here with the Dyson Submarine is if it is a wet mess, it actually will pick it up. All right, I mean, I guess it left a little bit of remnants behind. It'll actually pick up the wet mess if it's wet, okay. But if you're trying to get dried on things, it's just not going to do that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is Dyson says this should work for about 1,000 square feet. I'm at 35% battery life, and I have scrubbed and done probably about 500 to 700 square feet. So that's not great. There's still water left in the tank, so there's still some to go. But there is no way that you can pre-vacuum with this and then mop your floors, because you have to do them both separate tasks. It is just not enough battery on this V9. The V9 does have interchangeable batteries, so in theory you could get a second battery, but that will cost about 1/3 of the machine. I'm not sure it would be worth it. Quick discussion of cleanup, because I think that's one of the pros. This thing just comes off. You let this sit to dry. You can wash the roller. Again, as I was saying, just debris just has no place to go, big debris. You can see where the hot sauce went from the test. So that's easy enough to clean up. Well, should you buy a Dyson Submarine? I'm going to give it a hard no. I'm going to go so far to say that if you see one of these bundled with a vacuum, that you should try and get it without the Submarine. It does not add enough value to justify the extra expense. I think you're better off putting that money towards one of the better auto mop options. In 2025, there are a ton of auto mop options. This is probably the most explosive section of the floor care industry right now. I would suggest you go check it out of auto mops I've reviewed, but for the price of this thing, that money will definitely be better spent on a standalone appliance. Big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Their support helps us buy things like this. Dyson does not sponsor me, obviously. Nobody does. So that allows us to buy products like this and review them for you. So thank you guys. You guys over at Patreon are awesome. So thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. If you like this video, please share it in your favorite vacuum group, and have yourself a fantastic day.